We start with the prospect of snarling delays at more than 40 airports starting tomorrow. Our senior transportation correspondent, Kris Van Cleave, joins us with the locations, the numbers, and implications. Kris?
Well, Major, you're looking at basically 40 of the nation's busiest airports. All the big ones are on this list, from Atlanta to Washington, all three of the New York City airports, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Pick a major airport, it's likely to be impacted here. And what the order basically will say is that the airlines have to cut flying ultimately by 10% at those airports, but it's not starting at 10%. It appears now a compromise came up where the airlines will gradually step up to a 10% flight cut. Right now, we're hearing from airlines that they are thinning their schedules by about 4% for the weekend, and then it will gradually move up to that 10% figure. You're still talking hundreds, if not 1,000 or so flights tomorrow that get wiped off the board on short notice because of the government shutdown. The FAA said the strain on controllers dealing with surging sick calls. These folks have been working without pay now since the shutdown began. Next week, they'll miss their second paycheck. So you've had surging sick calls, which means the folks that are working are dealing with a higher workload. They also have the stress of not being paid, and they were seeing an uptick in fatigue, so they're bringing down the volume of air traffic.
Bringing down the volume of air traffic, what does that mean for security checks at the airport and the general flying public's experience, either with delays, cancellations, or just getting through the line to get to the flight that is still on the board?
You know, the security lines are a separate conversation. That's Department of Homeland Security. But, you know, we are seeing some examples where the sick calls at TSA are resulting in longer lines as well. We certainly saw that play out in Houston this week, where security lines at that airport were stretched into the multiple hours, 3, 4, 5 hour mark there. So there's a level of uncertainty. Almost, I've likened it to shutdown delay roulette. You know there's going to be problems. We just don't know where, when, or how severe. For flyers, the airlines are working to make these decisions today so they can push out by this evening notifications to people whose flights tomorrow have been canceled. We spoke to United Airlines. They are today locking in their cancellations for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Other airlines are sort of doing this day by day. But the goal is for people who are flying tomorrow, whose flights have been impacted, to make sure they know that today. Let them know what their rebooking options are so they don't get to the airport and are surprised that their flight's not there.
It's always true, but never more true than right now. Check your app and check ahead before you head to the airport. Kris Van Cleave, thank you very, very much.